As you uplevel your habits or try something new, what happens? Do you feel a mixture of excitement for a new outcome or a tug back into what feels comfortable? In this minisode, I share a thought that's helped me move into new things with less of a grip and more flow. Hi, welcome to this Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. Here we are at the start of week 2, and I promise I won't be doing a countdown every minisode to count down the year, but it's still so fresh here in 2023. And I'm honoring this time by spending time in my journal, spending my time really trying to be focused on just a few little tweaks that I want to start the year off with that hopefully will become consistent over the year. I don't like to dive in and go all whole hog into some brand new routine and ritual at the beginning of a year. Typically, I like to ease into things, but I do feel like with this energy, I have more ability to be able to try at least one new thing or to tweak something that I'm already doing. And I wonder what it's looking like for you. Do you feel like as you're up-leveling your habits or trying something new, do you feel like there's something that happens inside of you that's like a mixture of excitement for the potential of what can happen, like a new outcome you're looking for, and then at the same time, a tug back into the familiar, something that feels really comfortable for you? Well, one thing that I've learned to do over the last decade is do things that stretch me, because life is stretching us all the time. And we can be caught by surprise by things that happen in our world. And we have to make a change. We have to make a shift out of our old circumstances into something new. And so what I love to do is give myself practice by putting myself and deciding to put myself into some new circumstances. So I have to learn to do things in new ways, to think in new ways, and to challenge myself, really. And what's nice about that is I've made the choice. So I'm able to move ahead with a little more grace on myself. And also, I surprise myself sometimes with what I can do. And then I also struggle at times. But I really believe it's all there to teach us something. As we learn, our brains expand, our capacity expands, and we find things that we can really feel proud about ourselves for trying and doing. And so even when I choose these things, though, sometimes I want to go back into the comfort zone, right? And of course, we need these times to be able to recalibrate and get quiet and just feel nourished then before we put ourselves back out there into that new territory that can feel a little bit raw and fresh and new. And so I wanted to share something with you that really has made all the difference for me. Even when I'm trying something new that seems completely out of my wheelhouse, and that is, I basically make it a practice of showing up, just showing up and seeing what I can do, seeing what comes before me, being present in the moment and allowing myself to learn as I go. And it's consistency. That's really another way of like showing up, is just doing something over and over again and walking into the room. I'll give you an analogy. For years, it was really, for me, related to going to the gym. And I currently work out at home. I have for years now. But years ago, I would go to a gym. And there were days where it was like, oh my goodness, I so don't feel like getting out of this comfy bed, especially in the middle of winter when it's super cold. But I would roll out of bed. I'd have everything ready to go the night before. So it was easy. I didn't even have to think about what I was going to wear or take with me. It was all ready to go. And then I'd show up. And by the time I got there, almost all the time, like 99% of the time, I would gain energy and start my workout and get moving and be so grateful that I was there. And then that 1% of the time, maybe I didn't do the full workout. Maybe, I felt like I just needed to go through the motions a little bit, but I got there and I did the thing. And I had grace on myself for not having boundless energy because, as I've mentioned before, with cyclical self-care, especially for women, our energy is not the same every day. Throw in children and careers and businesses and relationship challenges or new relationships and new excitement and late nights. yeah, your energy is not going to be the same all the time. So you got to have grace on yourself. But even on those days where I wasn't really feeling it, I could leave the gym knowing that I did it. I got there. I showed up. And just that effort of showing up for myself helped me increase capacity in other areas of my life too. Now, right now, I don't go to a gym, as I mentioned, but it's other things. It's when I go and rebound on my rebounder every morning. When I make sure that I stretch, when I make sure I have my lemon water, which I've been doing now for, goodness, like 12 years, 10, 12 years. I don't even remember how long it's been. And those consistent patterns, I don't even have to think about them anymore. But it all started with me making the decision and following through with it and showing up for myself. And then you know what happened? The people in my life started to take note, and it became something that they wanted for themselves as well. And then they started showing up for themselves. You just never know who's watching. In my case, it was my littles who are now teens. And I see them showing up for themselves all the time now. And I'm really grateful for being able to model that for them. Like, I have to say, I'm so grateful, and I'm proud. I'm proud of myself for doing that. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm proud. We need to do things that make ourselves proud of ourselves, because instead of looking for outside validation, looking within is even more powerful. And everybody gets to do that. So show up for yourself. You'll be so happy and proud that you did whatever it is that is meaningful to you. So I'm so grateful that you listened today. I'm taking listener questions to address in future Q&A episodes, which are my every other Wednesday episodes. So please email me at hello@sheilabatello.com with your questions. There's a link in the show notes if you just want to tap it as well. That'll go straight to your email browser. And these are questions about living your purpose, reaching higher in your career or business while caring for your well-being, nurturing relationships, creating and sustaining empowering boundaries. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review for Connect with Sheila Botello at Apple Podcasts and share it with a friend. It means so much to me that you listen to these episodes. And when you rate, review, and share, it helps the message of living a life of more connection get out to others. So grateful that you listened. Take a peek at the show notes. You'll see more information about the Seasons app that is getting ready to have some beautiful additions very soon. I'll be sharing about them, but subscribe by tapping on the link below in the show notes, and that way you'll be able to be the first to know. Thank you so much for listening, and have a beautiful week. Big blessings.